Hi everyone. Well, here we are with the semester almost over, and we find ourselves presenting our final project. This semester has been a great learning experience for me, and I have enjoyed it quite a deal, and I hope you have as well. A small recap of all the things we've learned so far, starting from day one, would be traditions. Traditions was actually one of the first subjects we covered, and it consisted of discussing the most common celebrations for Mexican Americans. One of the big family traditions in most Mexican Americans, as well as many other Latin American families, is a quinceañera. A quince celebration is a big deal for most families where they go all the way in celebrating their daughter's coming of age. It is an opportunity for the family to make a social statement as well as to make sure their daughters feel special and create a memory that they won't forget. Another big tradition is El Día de los Muertos. However, this tradition is mostly celebrated in Mexico, as well as many Mexican American households who still keep their culture and traditions alive. The celebration is on every November 2nd, which is considered the Day of All Dead or El Día de los Muertos. It is a big day where all the dead are remembered and celebrated by the ones left behind. They commemorate their lives with the food, music, and things they enjoyed in life the most. The Day of the Dead is a special day to connect with those that are no longer with us, as it provides us with the opportunity to bring back memories of them and share them with others, and to talk about them to the ones that did not get to know them. One subject that we failed to formally discuss in class was food. I mean, how could we have not talked about Tex-Mex food? Well, I guess maybe because we could have talked about this for days. Well, at least I'm sure I could have. But anyways, drama. Drama was another subject we covered, and we discussed the movie The Ballad of Gregorio Cortés. It was starred by Eduardo James Olmos, and we read the book with his pistol in his hands by Americo Paredes. I personally prefer the book as it provided more details than the movie, but nonetheless, both were a great way of learning the story of Gregorio Cortés. Music. Now, music is a very broad subject in Texas, especially because it's such a rich state in culture and heritage. It is to no one's surprise that it has actually managed to create its own musical style, best known as Tejano music. There is a great selection of Tejano music in Spanish and in English, enough for everyone to have several favorites. Painting. Painting was my favorite theme as we discussed Mexican American art. And of course, muralism was a great subject to cover, especially since it's a very common form of expression for artists to voice their opinions, let those opinions be social, political, or cultural. This particular form of art has always created controversy, as many people tend not to think of it as art, especially because it's not always in a museum and rather out in public areas and open for display. We also had the opportunity to discuss great artists like Eduardo Carrillo, David Siqueiros, and Diego Rivera. These were great Mexican artists who at one point or another in their career painted a mural in the States, which later on being whitewashed by people in power who had different ideas and different understandings of what art is or what political statements could you or could you not express through your art. This just goes to show that these great artists were ahead of their time and their works showed it. The dance section we discussed, we covered traditional Native American dances, contemporary dance, and traditional Mexican dances. As we all know, music and dance have been adapted over the years and combined from different roots just to merge and become what we now know as our own style. All in all, Texas is a large multicultural state, and its people come from many different backgrounds, and together we create Texas.